What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is Raymond Lim, a freelance content creator. Today, we will be talking about a very interesting product here in the studio because I will be going through some of the details that you might consider when buying a new laptop, especially here during 2021. So, without further ado, let's talk about the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro. So over here with me, I have the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro. In this particular model, the one that I have on this table over here, it comes with a Ryzen 7 5800H and also paired with an NVIDIA RTX 3060. This also comes with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory at 3200 MHz along with a 1 terabyte SSD. So this is considered one of the specs that I kitted out when I purchased this laptop. However, there are also a few other alternative versions of the specs that you can actually tweak before you actually click on the checkout button in Lenovo's website. So moving on, we have to talk about this beautiful screen because this screen is actually very nice. This is a Quad HD Plus 165Hz IPS display at a 16:10 aspect ratio. This is one of the best panels that I have seen in a laptop so far because it has 100% sRGB, it also has 77% Adobe RGB, and of course 78% of the DCI-P3 color gamut. This screen is calibrated and certified by Pantone and X-Rite, meaning that it is color accurate enough for you content creators outside that need a color accurate laptop screen for your work. Another thing to keep in mind is that this is at 165Hz with G-Sync and also FreeSync. So whatever games that you run on it, you do not have to worry because it is at a smooth refresh rate along with great color accuracy for your daily tasks. Moving to the camera, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, it comes with a 720p camera, which is very good to be honest, and it also has a kill switch for the camera if you want to have a bit more privacy in mind. It also has Intel's Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1 for your connectivity needs. So in terms of port selection, Lenovo has been very wise in terms of their port selection and also port placement. So this particular laptop has 4 USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 ports, and there are also 2 USB-C ports, one supporting DisplayPort 1.4 and the other one has power delivery support until 65 watts, which is quite enough for daily tasks, but don't expect to game with plugging a USB Type-C port in for power delivery. It's not going to be enough. However, in terms of light workloads, I'm pretty sure it will get you along with the rest of your day. There is also a 3.5mm headphone jack along with an RJ45 Ethernet port. And of course, there's the proprietary Lenovo charging port right at the back. So in terms of port placement, it's quite unique because there is the 3.5mm headphone jack and a Type-C port which supports DisplayPort 1.4 at the left. And then you have a USB Type-A and also the webcam kill switch at the right hand side, meaning the rest of the port selection is all at the back, making cable management very easy for you. In terms of additional information, This particular laptop comes with a 300-watt power adapter. Yes, 300 watts, and it's huge. It's huge, and you would need to spare some space in your bag if you plan on bringing the power brick along with you for a day's work. In terms of the battery, it comes with an 80-watt-hour battery, which is quite impressive for this chassis. And in terms of its size, it can last you quite a while before you need to recharge, which is very good. So in terms of its dimensions, it's not going to be the thinnest and lightest laptop because it is thick at 1.07 inches, and it is also fairly long and deep, along with its weight being at 5.4 pounds or 2.45 kilos, and it's not really that light. So bringing that along for your journey is something you have to keep, which is quite heavy when you factor in the power brick as well, which would weigh roughly another 1 kilo. So you would need to make sure you pack everything well and reconsider the weight of the package of the laptop and power brick before you actually put in everything on your backpack. In terms of the lighting though, it's quite good because in terms of the keyboard, it has, for on my version, the white backlit keyboard, but there are also the blue backlit keyboard and also the 4-zone RGB keyboard versions. It also comes with a beautiful gamer aesthetic Y logo at the lid, which is, to be honest, quite beautiful, but I would actually prefer the more minimalistic design that is seen at the Lenovo Legion 5 and also 7 series of laptops, which is clean and minimalistic. So in terms of the build quality, this is actually quite good because there is very little flex and wobble to the screen, and the keyboard deck has very little flex. Now when it comes to the trackpad and keyboard, the keyboard is fantastic to type on. The True Strike keyboard on the Legion series has been very well thought out, very well spaced, very well designed. In terms of the modes for performance, there are 3 modes, which would be the quiet, balanced, and also performance modes. And what Lenovo did this time with their Vantage software for the 5 Pro is their balance mode actually has an auto-tune feature that supports a couple of games so that it sets a custom profile for the GPU and CPU so that they can perform much better in those games, which to me it's quite interesting for them to implement, and I hope they can expand their suitability and also their compatibility with most other games. But since that is something that will be planned out in the future, I hope that they can refine it a bit more. To me personally, I wouldn't have that setting on anyway because the balance mode in particular is very good. So in terms of the pros and cons of this particular model, what are you actually going to expect? So in terms of the pros, it has a great screen that is color accurate and suitable for gaming. It also has great CPU and GPU performance, which is very nice to have in a laptop, especially in 2021. For the sufficient amount of ports that is available on this laptop, it is also another bonus for me, and it is paired with excellent build quality. It is also great in terms of upgradability because it provides you with the 2 RAM slots, the 2 SSD slots, and also the Wi-Fi card, which is easily swappable for something in the future. And I believe that this is one of the best things that Lenovo has done. So the other thing is it's paired with a very efficient cooling solution, and as I said, the temperatures are very respectable in terms of its performance and how it runs. It's also very quiet for this particular laptop, and it shows how efficient it actually is. This laptop also has a decent webcam and mic array, meaning that for your web conferences or your video calls or even online classes, you are able to use this with ease and you do not have to worry about not having a webcam on your laptop. like what the brother on the G15 did when there is no webcam but they promoted very good noise cancelling mic arrays. Now, the other pro is that it has a fantastic keyboard. It's a treat to type on. Really a treat to type on. So in terms of the cons of this particular model, it is slightly heavier and also slightly thicker compared to the other models and other brands out there. So you might have to reconsider this when you make a purchase. You would also have slightly average battery life when it comes to your daily use. It could be better, but since it's paired with a 3060 and also a Ryzen 7 along with a refresh rate of 165 Hz on the screen, it's fairly average and usable. However, battery life can be better in terms of what they can fit into this chassis. In terms of the port selection, the one thing that I am very sad to not see on this laptop is a full-size SD card slot, because as a content creator, moving files and videos from the camera to this laptop will need a separate dongle, and it's a bit tedious. To me, it's just me nitpicking, but if I were a content creator and I want to utilize this laptop fully, I would really appreciate it if there were to be an SD card slot, so it's easier for my transfer of footage to this laptop. The other con that you have to keep in mind is also that it has average speakers. It can be better, but who am I to complain? Unless if you don't really mind about speakers anyway. But to me, I would think that better speakers are something that should be available on all laptops. So in terms of the user's perspective, what would I consider about this laptop? So in terms of its price to performance ratio, it is quite good because it gives you a good CPU, a good GPU, and a good screen, along with one of the best cooling solutions in a laptop out there in the market. When it comes to a decision, however, it really depends on your use. When this laptop paired with this CPU, the Ryzen 7, along with the 3060, it suits my needs as a content creator because I do not do a lot of 6K, 8K footage anyway. And in terms of gaming, I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I do game, so it's something that to keep in mind. It can keep up with the AAA titles out there and also titles that demand on graphics heavily. So that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. When it comes to the other things like the screen, it is worth noting because this screen can switch between 60 Hz and also 165 Hz using the function and also R button combinations so that you can switch between the two. And to me, that's actually quite good because when you're moving around and you want to save on battery, you would normally go for the 60 Hz option, but when you're gaming, you can bump this up to 165 Hz. And it's amazing. It is a treat to play on because its quality, its speed, and also its reliability is very good in terms of the colors and also the response rate on this, which is fantastic. So there you have it, my take on the Legion 5 Pro, and I hope that whatever information I have provided in this video is able to help you make a decision if you should actually buy this particular laptop for your daily use, or if you feel that you would have to wait a little bit longer for a more specific model or brand that you might be anticipating on purchasing. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are not already, please hit that like, share and subscribe button along with that notification bell so that you don't miss out on the other future videos that will be up on this channel. There will be an upgrading session on this Legion 5 Pro very soon, so stay tuned for that. And as always, I would say in this channel, enjoy creating your content.